joining me today. I want to show you a really quick fun treat. Everybody just absolutely loves it. So what I've got here is just some basically plain popped popcorn, lightly salted if you want, a little bit of butter if you want, but just not real heavy on that. You really want to concentrate on your other flavors. Some people will sometimes add peanuts into this, but here I'm just going to do a basic white chocolate and a colored white chocolate. So what I'm using is the SweetWise melting wafers, and I've got a white here, and because spring's finally coming and Easter's on the horizon, I went ahead and did some blue. If you want to put a little flavor in there, like I think a coconut would be fun for Easter, then you can certainly do that as well. If you put a lot of flavoring in there, it can seize up the chocolate, so be sure to add lecithin in there with your flavoring. If you look up lecithin on the SweetWise video website, you're going to find a lot of detail about that, and you can do it with coloring chocolate as well. So what I went ahead and did is melted these, and this is really, really easy. You can take a fork or a spoon and just get a good amount on your spoon and let it get up high and just start drizzling it all over the chocolate. And you can see I just kind of laid it out over the aluminum foil. You can use parchment paper, that's fine. And you can just put it on as heavy as you want, but don't let it fall into globs. You don't want globs of chocolate on there. You really just want it lightly coating the popcorn all over. And then you can just leave it with the white. You can add a milk chocolate or a dark chocolate. I wanted to kind of have both flavors in here, so I went ahead and did the blue. And this is the one that has the coconut in it. So again, I'm kind of getting a bunch on my spoon and kind of starting up high and just kind of drizzling, drizzling, drizzling. Getting a nice coat. This would be really pretty in a treat bag for a baby shower as well. You could do this in pink or blue or a pastel color that matches the theme of the baby shower itself. So if I were going to do peanuts, I would maybe do those inside like a peanut brittle type of a candy. And then while it's still hot, when you're pulling it out, just kind of coat that and toss that with the popcorn. This I'm going to leave just a little bit more simple. But I would put the peanuts on before the chocolate if you're going to choose that. So let me let this set up for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to show you how to put it in the treat bag for a pretty giveaway gift. Okay, so I've given this several minutes to set up. You can pop it in the freezer to make a quick set. That'd be fine. But it's just ready to go. So I just break this up into little pieces. You don't have to worry about getting every single piece, but just so that you can grab it pretty easily. And we're going to put it in a little treat bag to wrap up with a pretty ribbon and give away. So it's ready to go now. I'm just going to use a piping bag. We have some great flat pack prices on these, everything from 10 inches up to I think 24 or 26 inches. But these work really great. They're so inexpensive, not only as piping bags, but for treat bags. So here's what I like to do. I'm just going to take a couple of pieces to make sure it gets way down into the tip. I'm just going to put those in there first, just individual pieces, and then I'm going to just start grabbing bigger pieces. And I want to make sure I leave a couple of inches of room at the top. And then what I'm going to do, kind of wiggle that down in there, is I'm going to take a little bit of a curling ribbon and just going to put this around its base. And then I'll get that back in there in just a second. Get my tie started up. All right, then I'm going to pull it upright. And this is when I can just pull the ribbon to close it. This is why I want to leave a couple inches of room. And then I'll tie it off again, and then I'm going to use my scissors here to do a little bit of curl to it. So if you're doing a baby shower and maybe we don't know if it's a boy or a girl, you could maybe do some in blue and some in pink and then tie the bags with the alternate color ribbon. That would be good. And then you can just put these out, and they're pretty colored, nice flavored if you want it, and they're ready to go for a fun takeaway treat. So that's just a quick, easy popcorn treat you can do. Try out these SweetWise melting wafers. They work really great. They melt well. They taste great. And they're really affordable. So I hope you give this a try. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.